Tonight's top stories. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. orders all concerned agencies to determine the root cause of the seeming penchant for violence of late of some of the youth. The government eyes the conduct of a safety audit of the country's schools to ensure the safety of students and teachers. The marking of evidence for the upcoming impeachment trial continued today. The palace assures that no government services will be hampered by the conduct of an impeachment trial, which is set to begin next month. All these and more on PTV News Tonight. Good evening. Welcome to PTV News Tonight. To know what's in someone's heart, first one must know what breaks it, said the late President George Bush Sr. And clearly the recent mass shooting in a Tacloban City High School has left the president's heart with cracks and cleaves, but also strengthened his resolve to put this tragedy to bed for good, beginning with a directive for an exhaustive probe to identify the root of the matter, as our Kenneth Paciente reports.
From the stabbing incident inside a classroom at a school in Cavite recently, to the mass shooting of two minor students in Tacloban City this Monday, there has been a noticeable series of violent incidents which is either fraternity or gangster-related involving youth in schools, places that should be zones of peace. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. was deeply saddened by these incidents.
Ang mga mararahas na nangyayari sa ating bansa ay hindi na po katanggap-tanggap. Mas lalo na po kung kabataan ang nasasangkot. Nung nabalitaan nga po ng Pangulo ang nangyari sa Tacloban, ay heartbroken, masasabi natin, ang naramdaman ng Pangulo dahil mga bata ang lumalabas na kaya na gumawa ng krimen, kayang magplanong gumawa ng krimen, at mga inosenteng mga kabataan din ang nabibiktima.
According to the palace, this should not be ignored, downplayed, or set aside, and the proper care and guidance for the youth must be ensured. The president has ordered authorities to identify the root cause of this kind of deviant behavior among young people. The president has also directed concerned government agencies to act on these types of incidents.
Maliban po sa nakita ng Pangulo na may kinalaman ng ibang mga gaming apps na marahas, so dapat makita po talaga kung saan nagbumula ito, kung nagkakaroon ba ng panggagaya, nagiging parang normal ang ganitong klase ng kaharasan. So yun po, ipinag-uutos po ng Pangulo ang lahat ng dapat na gawin ng mga concerned agencies para po maiwasan ang mga ganitong klaseng kaharasan, lalo-lalo na sa eskwelahan, sa mga kabataan.
Malacanang said that while the president is open to lowering the age of criminal liability, it still needs to be studied carefully, especially since, based on studies by experts, lowering the age of criminal liability may not necessarily prevent youth-related crimes.
Depende po ito sa magiging bersyon kung gagawa man at magbabalangkas ng panukalang batas. At ito'y aarali ng Pangulo at para malaman natin kung ano ang nararapat para sa ating mga kabataan.
Meanwhile, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council is now coordinating with local government units and other agencies for the rehabilitation of children in conflict with the law or youth involved in crimes. They aim to align programs to ensure the safe reintegration of these young people into their communities. The council also emphasized the importance of a multi-agency approach to prevent youth involvement in violent incidents.
Dapat, yung multi-agency approach. So, halimbawa sa DepEd naman, sa schools, dapat i-strengthen natin yung mga programs doon para to keep the school safe. So, part niyan is dapat yung mga anti-bullying programs natin malakas, dapat bigyan natin ng capacity yung ating mga teachers para na nadidetect nila kung meron na palang bullying na nangyayari dito o may bata dito na may tendency siyang manakit ng ibang bata.
Kenneth Paciente for the Nation.
The recent in-campus mass shooting at a Tacloban High School resurrected and put front and center the issue of ramped-up safety protocols and contemporizing the guidelines of the Anti-Bullying Act to deal with the nuances of a menace plaguing student relations not only inside campus but also in cyberspace. Our Marco Sadi has more on a heightened zero-tolerance approach on bullying, entailing greater parent-teacher engagement.
2 of Anne's 6 children have experienced bullying at school.
Minsan ma'am, yung tinatapon yung gamit nila, yung baon nila, or minsan tutulak, palibang nagkaroon ng pananakit, ganun, or pang-aasar sa kanila, pang-bubuli, kinakausap ko po agad yung teacher ma'am. Nakipag-coordinate po kaagad ako sa teacher.
The school responded promptly and the issue was resolved. But with the recent incidents of violence reported in different parts of the country, such as the school shooting in Tacloban City that left 3 students dead, she could not help but worry.
Natakot ma'am, syempre kasi marami akong anak eh. Hindi naman natin control yung mga bata, lalo na pag hindi nila kasama yung mga parents.
Beginning this Monday, the Department of Education, or DepEd, has implemented tighter security measures in schools. The agency has also ordered a nationwide safety audit and a review of existing policies aimed at ensuring the safety of students. This includes learner protection mechanisms, anti-bullying measures, and mental health programs. According to the DepEd, these protocols must be updated to address present-day challenges and be aligned with the measures being implemented by the Philippine National Police, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Health, and local government units.
Malaman namin ilan na ba yung mga schools natin na talagang merong regular na provision ng security guards manning the gates or roving around. Yung CCTVs natin, tinitingnan namin ilang school ba ang meron na at may kakayanan o walang kakayanan maglagay ng CCTV. At ngayon tinitingnan rin namin kung may ilang schools na ba yung merong provision for metal detectors.
The National Parents Teachers Association, or NPTA, believes the Education Department already has sound policies in place, but the group insists more must be done.
Kulang lang po yung ating justice system at illegal system, no? Yung pangareklamo po na hindi po pinapansin. For example po, ang isang bata po ay na-bully. Kapag kayan po ni-report mo, automatic po yan, dapat po ma-actionan within the day or within a week. Ang problema po, hindi po na-actionan hanggang napapabayaan po. So, ang legal system po ng DepEd dapat ibigyan po ng tinatawag natin zero tolerance.
The NPTA is now encouraging parents to volunteer in schools, such as helping monitor school premises, assisting students, and monitoring incidents of violence. The group is also urging DepEd to further strengthen the participation of parent-teacher associations in addressing bullying cases. Meanwhile, the Education Department continues to monitor the situation and provide assistance to students affected by the Tacloban school shooting incident. Psychological first aid sessions have also begun for students, while the Philippine National Police has further intensified its presence in schools across the country. Marco Sadi for The Nation.
Authorities have prevented a suspected copycat shooting plot targeting Tolosa National High School in Leyte after intelligence reports linked a 14-year-old girl to the alleged plan. This prompted DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla to issue a stern warning regarding the influence of violent video games and the urgent vigilance of the public against potential threats. Ryan Lesigas tells us the full report.
The wounds, grief, and pain caused by the deadly shooting at San Jose National High School in Tacloban City, Leyte, which claimed the lives of 3 individuals, have yet to heal. Authorities have now confirmed another potential mass shooting incident. Fortunately, it was detected early and prevented before it could be carried out. According to DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla, they received information from Senator Bam Aquino about a possible shooting plot targeting Tolosa National High School in Leyte. The threat was subjected to verification and was later confirmed by authorities.
Hello, send this to your friends. Yo, from Tolosa, prepare yourselves, especially you, as you owe me. Get ready, I will disrupt the school. You won't know me, but you will recognize me. There's no time, no day. Be prepared for whoever gets shot or stabbed. We don't care. Good luck to you at Tolosa Leyte National High School.
Authorities found that a 14-year-old girl was allegedly behind the plan and had been using multiple social media accounts. She was also reportedly dealing with personal and family problems.
Ayun ang delikado dito eh. Kasi nga nakikita sa video games na napakadali bumatay ng tao. Tingin nila, ay ginawa dun, kaya ko rin to. Please, use 911. Kung may makita kayo na kahit konti lang signs na may troubled youth, kaibigan nyo, kamag-anak nyo, kapatid nyo, anak nyo, kung may makita kayo of any possible language sa mga post nila o pag-uusap sa chat group, i-report nyo kagad sa 911.
Authorities also learned that the girl plays Gorbox.
Lahat sila avid fans ng Gorbox. So yung game na yan, sa mga magulang, panoorin yung mga magulang, mga anak nyo, kasi napakadelikado ng larong yan.
Remulla suspects the minor may have been attempting to commit a copycat crime following the tragic shooting at San Jose National High School.
Hindi mo kasi pwedeng sabihin na hindi siya seryoso eh. Any threat is considered live until it is neutralized. So, hindi mo pwede sabihin na pagbasa mo ng post, ay wala to. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Basta may makita kayo na kahit konti man na babala na mayroong mangyayaring karubal-dumal, magsabi kayo kagad.
The girl was turned over to the DSWD and after being interviewed, was returned to her family since no crime had actually been committed. Remulla also said he believes Gorbox should be permanently banned due to its violent content. Meanwhile, the DILG chief is calling for the crafting of the new legislation on firearm regulation. He also said the implementing rules and regulations governing gun ownership should be reviewed. Ryan Lisiges for The Nation.
The National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, is wrapping up its inquiry into the deaths of 2 Ateneo student athletes in Aurora while simultaneously assisting the Philippine National Police, or PNP, in probing a separate school shooting incident in Tacloban that took the lives of 3 students. RR Tubise tells us more.
The National Bureau of Investigation is looking into 2 wrongful death or homicide cases. The deaths of 2 student athletes from Ateneo de Manila University from a tragic basketball training camp in Aurora and a mass shooting incident at a school in Tacloban City. In the case of Ateneo students Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili, NBI Director Attorney Melvin Matibag said they are close to completing the report on the matter.
Kahapon nandito siya, so pinoprocess yung mga testimony. We're intending to finish the report sana by Friday para may submit namin sa Department of Justice for proper disposition.
Babalik pa po ba si Tab?
I don't know. Based doon sa isang oras at kalahati na yata siyang tinanong kahapon. So I think that will be enough.
When asked whether the statements of the athletes matched Baldwin's statement, Matibag refrained from commenting for now.
Well, they have the statement and it's being reviewed, undertaken by the investigating officers. I'm waiting for the report. At the same time, babasahin ko pa rin. So I cannot comment on the matter. Kailangan makumpleto ko bago tayo magkomento dyan.
Nearly all members of the Ateneo men's basketball team have reportedly given their statements. Meanwhile, the NBI is also assisting in the investigation of the shooting incident in Tacloban City where 3 students were killed.
Bigay kami lang ng directives doon sa yung aming provincial agent in charge doon to look into the shooting para at least meron din kaming sarili na report on that matter. But of course, the one who's in lead already, doon na yung PNP natin eh.
Matibag clarified, however, that the Philippine National Police remains the lead agency handling the investigation. RR Tubise for The Nation.
As the stage is set for a high-stakes legal showdown, both sides are making their final preparations. With thousands of documents now processed, the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte is moving closer to its next critical phase. We hear more from our Bernard Ferrer.
The marking of evidence for the remaining articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte has been completed, particularly Article 1, misuse of confidential funds, Article 2, unexplained wealth. The process took 5 days to complete due to the large volume of documents that had to be marked. For Article 1 alone, some 8,000 documents underwent the marking process.
6 marking stations or teams were deployed to speed up the process of marking the evidence. The pre-trial order is expected to be issued. It will serve as a roadmap or guide for the conduct of the impeachment trial next week. The defense panel of Vice President Duterte has also expressed readiness to face the witnesses that the House prosecution panel intends to present. One of them is Attorney Michael Poa, spokesperson of the Vice President's defense panel. This came after his name was included in the list of the witnesses scheduled to be presented by the prosecution during the trial.
Kung ang tatanungin naman nila ay matters that are not pertaining to my role as counsel to Vice President.
When asked whether Vice President Duterte would personally appear before the impeachment court,
kung kinakailangan, hindi ko pa masabi sa iyo yung exact circumstance. It will be part of the legal strategy, which obviously we will not disclose. But in case kailangan, that will be upon the advice of counsel.
But how long are the prosecution and the defense expected to take in presenting their evidence during the upcoming impeachment trial?
The prosecution initially stated that it will take them 62 trial days to finish the completion of their presentation of evidence. And the defense said that it will take them 30 trial days.
Tomorrow, the defense panel is scheduled to file its response to the manifestation submitted by the prosecution, including the request to have the so-called sealed BIR box marked as evidence. According to the clerk of court, the box cannot be opened for pre-marking unless authorized by the impeachment court. In April, the majority of members of the House Justice Committee voted to keep the box sealed after the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or BIR, objected to its opening. The BIR maintained that, under the National Internal Revenue Code, income tax returns may only be disclosed if requested for aid of legislation and discussed in an executive session. According to Senator Francis T. Escudero, no decision has yet been made on who will preside over the impeachment court. He said that the names currently being floated are merely speculation. Escudero emphasized that the most important consideration is that the presiding officer remains fair, impartial, and free from bias. Bernard Ferrer, for The Nation.
House prosecutors have officially included the controversial Mary Grace Piatos in their list of witnesses for the upcoming impeachment trial, being in the center of controversy and the smoking gun on the alleged misuse of confidential funds. Sheila Natividad gets us into the details.
House Prosecutor and Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua revealed that Mary Grace Piatos is included in the prosecution panel's list of witnesses. One of the controversial names allegedly linked to the receipt of confidential funds when Vice President Sara Duterte was still Secretary of the Department of Education, or DepEd.
Nasa listahan po namin si Mary Grace Piatos para sa aming isa sa mga tatawagin naming witnesses.
It can be recalled that 405 out of the 677 names alleged to have received the money from the confidential funds were not found in the civil registry records of the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, including Mary Grace Piatos.
Pag hindi dumalo, ibig sabihin, tama yung teorya natin na talaga namang walang Mary Grace Piatos. Pag dumalo naman, subject namin siya sa cross-examination.
House Prosecutor and Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Ridon also said he wants Mary Grace Piatos to appear in the impeachment trial of the Vice President.
Nasa sentro siya nung pong kontrobersiya, nung pong paggamit ng confidential funds. Yung existence or non-existence po ni Mary Grace Piatos, yung pong smoking gun, kung talaga nga bang tama o mali, yung pong paggamit ng confidential funds. And going back to the COA report, marami po doon ay obviously hindi ho tamang paggamit.
But Mary Grace Piatos is not the only one expected to testify for the prosecution team. Also included is VP Sara's personal spokesperson and legal counsel, none other than Attorney Michael Poa.
Kasama noon ho talaga siya doon sa very relevant witnesses po on how confidential funds and the entire operations of DepEd and OVP had been undertaken. So we will subject him to the witness stand.
Ridon also said the prosecution panel is allowed to cross-examine members of the defense team. He said POA himself has stated that as long as the matter falls within the scope of his work at the Office of the Vice President and DepEd, he has no objection to taking the witness stand. Meanwhile, OVP Chief of Staff Attorney Zuleika Lopez is also being eyed as a possible witness for the prosecution. Like POA, also in connection with the issue of the Vice President's confidential funds.
Mas mabuti na sobra yung ating mga testigo kaysa kung kinailangan namin na sila itawagin at nagdesisyon kami na sila igagawin namin testigo tapos hindi namin na isama sa aming pre-trial brief, hindi na papayagan.
Meanwhile, House Prosecutor and Mamamayang Liberal Party List Representative Laila de Lima said the defense team's claim of surprise witnesses has no basis. De Lima insisted that there should be nothing surprising to the defense team because both sides should already know who their witnesses will be and what evidence they intend to present, as stated in the pre-trial brief submitted to the Senate Impeachment Court. She also said both sides have agreed to inform each other 3 days before they present their respective witnesses during the trial proper. De Lima clarified, however, that it was the defense, not the prosecution panel, that proposed this requirement. For now, there is still no clarity on whether Mary Grace Piatos is a real person and who else, besides Attorney Michael Powa, will testify for the prosecution panel on the issue of the Vice President's millions in confidential funds. But what the public is expecting in the upcoming impeachment trial is nothing less than the truth. Sheila Natividad for The Nation.
Public service, they say, is a 24/7 gig. Hence, by no means will there be any pause or intermission in the implementation of government programs or projects from government agencies, officials, and concerned workers. A word of assurance the president swore to uphold in today's inauguration of an irrigation project in Sultan Kudarat. The full report from our Clazel Pardilia.
No government services will be disrupted. That was the assurance from Malacanang amid the impeachment trial against Vice President Sara Duterte.
Ang ehekutibo po, ang Pangulo, hindi po naaantala ang mga proyekto. Patuloy po nagtatrabaho kahit ano pa po ang issue. Maliban lamang po kung may mga taong gusto talaga maantala ang proyekto ng Pangulo. Pero siyempre po yan po ay lalabanan.
Earlier today, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. inspected the implementation of the Walang Gutom program in Sorala, South Cotabato. Hundreds of families received free meals. The chief executive also led the inauguration of a new irrigation system in Sultan Kudarat as part of the government's preparations for El Nino. President Marcos also distributed free rice and turned over funding to local government units in Cotabato under the Ulat Bayan Makikinabang program. Malacanang reiterated the government will not stop its investigation into alleged anomalies involving flood control projects. This came after Senator Alan Peter Cayetano expressed frustration over the Blue Ribbon Committee's alleged failure to act on the proposed inquiry into the alleged flood control scam.
Napakaraming leads. So ang question lang, gagawin natin ba to o hindi? Kung ang gusto ng administrasyon, kalimutan muna natin lahat ng ibang corruption, impeachment muna kasi importante to. Then that's selective justice, di ba? Then that's discriminating, meaning...
Sino naman ang po nagsabi sa kanya na magkakaroon lang ng focus sa impeachment trial ni Vice Presidente? Nakita na po natin kung paano gumalaw ang NBI, ang Ombudsman, ang DOJ. Hindi po focus sa impeachment trial. Sa totoo, pag nagmi-meeting po ang Pangulo with the Cabinet Secretaries, hindi po na pag-uusapan ng impeachment. So saan po kaya hinuhugot ng dating Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano ang kanyang mga kwento?
As the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Duterte move forward over allegations of graft, unexplained wealth, and threats against the president, Malacanang maintained that the case should not become a cause of division among Filipinos.
Ang pagpapaigting ng accountability and transparency para sa mga public servants, ito naman ay para sa taong bayan. Hindi ito magiging sanhi ng pagkakahati-hati. Ang magiging ugat lang naman ng pagkakahati-hati ng mga Pilipino ay kung mayroong mga taong gumagawa ng fake news at mga taong gustong itago o mag-cover up ng mga ebidensya para makalusot ang kanilang mga pinupuon o iniidolo.
Kalezal Pardilia for the Nation.
The National Bureau of Investigation has filed qualified human trafficking charges against former Congressman Mike Defensor, his wife Julie Rose, and several individuals linked to a KTV establishment in Pasig City that was raided in April. The complaint is based on evidence gathered during the operation, including corporate records, documents, and the rescue of more than 50 alleged trafficking victims, many of whom were reportedly single mothers vulnerable to exploitation. The NBI also cited documents allegedly showing connections between companies involved and the Defensor family, as well as a secret passage linking the KTV bar and a nearby hotel. Defensor has added the allegations and said he is prepared to face the charges through the proper legal process.
When accusations keep flying, the battle often shifts from the arena of public opinion to the halls of justice. This time, the dispute has taken another legal turn as former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV seeks accountability over claims he says are false and defamatory. Our Artubise tells us more.
Former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV arrived at the Department of Justice in Manila to file a new cyber libel complaint against Senators Alan Peter Cayetano and Rodante Marcoleta, along with 18 alleged former bodyguards of former Congressman Zaldico. This is related with the Senate hearing on June 4, 2026, which Trillanes called unauthorized.
Wala silang parliamentary immunity. So yun, muli, inulit nila yung mga kasinungalingan na sinabi nila na nagbigay sila ng mali-maliatang pera sa akin para do sa ICC. Hindi po totoo yun.
According to Trillanes, the hearing was allegedly used to give a platform to witnesses who linked him to various falsehoods. He said the statements of the alleged former bodyguards keep changing, including the location of the delivery, the type of container used for the money, the number of the containers, and the details of the alleged cash delivery. Trillanes also accused Cayetano and Marcoleta of allegedly pushing a smear campaign against him.
Sila yung nag-facilitate nun, yung nag-extract ng mga kasinungalingan na sinabi ng mga 18 bodyguards, no?
Trillanes insisted that the two senators have no parliamentary immunity.
The day before that, napalitan na si Cayetano. Napalitan na rin si Marcoleta bilang Blue Ribbon Committee hearing, and yet pinursu nila yon. So, niwala ngang Blue Ribbon Committee staff nung mga panahon na yon. So, maliwanag yon na wala silang cover ng Blue Ribbon Committee.
According to Trillanes, he will continue filing cases as long as the spread of falsehood against him continues. The earlier cybercrime cases filed by Trillanes have already been submitted for resolution in court. R. Artubise for the Nation.
In the meantime, government's Affordable Rice or BBM program that kicked off in October 2023, which many critics and naysayers said would only last a few weeks, has eventually expanded to nationwide distribution in 82 provinces. But when the Middle East war and energy crisis erupted in March, the government stepped up its relief and assistance to marginalized sectors by free-of-charge rice distribution programs. One such is spearheaded by the First Lady, who led its latest rice giveaway event in Manila, as our J.M. Thompson reports.
The free rice that Emerita Pancho received today is a huge blessing to her because what she would have spent on rice will be allocated for the needs of her husband ailing with the heart disease.
Malaking tulong yun. Kasi magkano ang 1 kilo ng bigas ngayon? Kasi malaki. Kasi tuwing mag-iisip ka na saan ka kukuha na naman pag naubos, ay bumibili ako ng gamot sa asawa.
She became emotional out of gratitude that somehow she can secure food for her family and medicine for her husband.
Malaking blessing lang to. Sana masundan pa rin dahil para sa gamot naman.
Casey Peñamante, along with her child, also lined up to get free rice. According to her, the rice they receive will reduce their expenses this month since it will last for more than 2 weeks.
Malaking tulong din po siya lalo kung nasa middle class lang naman po na pamilya, tapos minimum wage lang naman sinasahod.
Meanwhile, 500 beneficiaries receive free rice a day in the city of Manila. First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos and Manila City Mayor Isko Moreno led the distribution to the beneficiaries.
Kaya lagi ako masaya kasi nadadala si President Bagong Marcos sa Maynila. Kaliwat kanan. Anything na makababawas sa gastusin natin araw-araw. Napakalaking bagay para sa mga bawat pamilya na Pilipinas.
The First Lady delivered the message of her husband, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., to those who received the free 10 kilo of rice.
Itong konti ng bigas na ibibigay mo namin, alam mo ninyo, we cannot eradicate poverty 100%, but at least we can lessen the burden. No? So, sana itong konti ng ibibigay namin will help you in the days to come.
It is expected that this program will continue and expand to other parts of the country. This will help beneficiaries who are most in need to somehow ensure there is food on their table. In addition to this, the program also helps Filipino farmers because the government buys the distributed rice directly from them. J.M. Thomason for The Nation.
Operatives from the Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or the PNP-CIDG, have raided an illegal refilling operation for liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, in San Pablo, Laguna. Authorities caught suspects in the act of refilling LPG tanks without authorization from the legal owners, leading to the arrest of 2 individuals during the operation. Over 8.2 million pesos worth of LPG has been confiscated, along with related equipment and a tanker truck containing 19,000 tons of LPG. The suspects are facing charges of violating Republic Act 5700, while authorities are currently investigating potential accomplices. In other news, the Light Rail Transit Authority, or LRTA, is rolling out its passenger cooling rooms program across all LRT2 stations. According to LRTA Administrator Attorney Hernando Cabrera, the initiative aims to provide a temporary rest area for passengers, particularly senior citizens affected by the hot and humid weather. The agency ensures that these cooling rooms are strictly monitored to prevent loitering. Meanwhile, the LRTA has also announced temporary limited operations for LRT2 on July 25 to facilitate the replacement of a rigid Frugnos track switch located between V-Mapa and J. Ruiz stations. Administrator Cabrera emphasized this maintenance work is crucial for ensuring the safety and efficiency of train operations.
In the long run, kailangan palitan kasi nga it will affect yung operational movement natin. Plus, pag hindi mo pinalitan, eventually magiging unsafe na siya. Kaya kailangan nating palitan. So in-schedule, kaya lang, sabi ko nga, ayaw naman namin kasing biglayin. Kasi maraming maapektuhan ng pasero.
And in collaboration with other government agencies and the Asian Development Bank, the Department of Budget and Management, or DBM, has launched a new Public Financial Management, or PFM, reforms roadmap aimed at improving government efficiency and accountability. This initiative is designed to streamline procurement processes and mitigate corruption, with a focus on directing public funds towards critical sectors like healthcare, education, and infrastructure to ensure they directly benefit the Filipino people. DBM Secretary Kim Robert C. De Leon emphasized a shift from planning to action, stating that citizens are no longer satisfied with mere promises. He added that the success of the new PFM reform will be measured not by the documents produced, but by tangible results, such as the timely completion of infrastructure projects, the delivery of essential medicines, and efficient provision of public services.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. paid tribute to Filipino seafarers around the world as the country observed the International Day of the Seafarer. In his message, the president recognized their vital role in global trade and transportation, saying their work helps keep economies connected. He also commended their resilience and sacrifices despite the risks and challenges they face at sea, including geopolitical tensions affecting international shipping. The chief executive assured Filipino mariners that their government will continue to strengthen programs that protect their rights, safety, and welfare.
Coming up, BTS fans will certainly celebrate this outstanding achievement by one of their idols. Be sure to make it after the break or miss out.
Stay up to date on His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s actions and initiatives this week as he leads the country in nation building. PBBM at work.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang heavy rainfall warning system ng Pag-asa. Yellow rainfall warning. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na mag-monitor ng mga weather update sa inyong lugar. Maghanda sa posibleng pagbaha sa mga mabababang lugar at tabing baybayin. Orange rainfall warning. Mas malawak na pagbaha ang inaasahan at posibleng magka-landslide sa mga tabing bundok. Bumuo ng isang emergency kit at maghandang lumikas sa anumang sandali. Red rainfall warning. Inaasahan ang matinding buhos ng ulan sa loob ng 2 oras na magdudulot ng malawakang pagbaha at landslide. Para sa inyong kaligtasan, agad na lumikas papunta sa ligtas at mataas na lugar. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo.
Abangan sa Larigadon Live! Alamin ang mandato ng Department of Labor and Employment at ang mga tugon nito sa may init na issues sa bansa. Kasama si Acting Secretary Francis Tolentino. Larigadon Live! Ngayong Biyernes, alas 8 ng gabi. Dito lang sa inyong PTV. Malugod na pagbati kay PTV News Senior Reporter Patrick De Jesus na pinarangalan bilang natatanging Pilipino sa larangan ng pamamahayag. Sa Gawad Pilipino, duyan ka ng Magiting Awards 2026.
Pagpapatuloy ko po yung aking tungkulin para may hatid yung katotohanan sa bawat Pilipino.
Ipinagmamalaki ka ng iyong PTV family. Tara, lumikha! Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. Isang special episode na tampok ang all recycled materials ang aming handog ngayong Environment Month. Collage poster, paper cup wind chimes. At alamin kung saang projects pwedeng gamitin ang polymer clay sa art venture. Sini ang magniningning dito sa
Artsy Craftsy Tala!
Artsy Craftsy, Sabado, alas 10:30 ng umaga. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television. Narito na ang inyong mga tagapagbalita. Pagsapit ng tanghalian. Trixie, Jafar Chu, Jules Gia, at Angelique Lazo.
Tuwing tanghali, dito ang sentro ng kaganapan.
Sentro Balita, 1:00 ng hapon, mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television. PTV Consumer Watch. Bantay presyo sa gasolina.
Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. led the inauguration of the Antong Dam and Irrigation System project in Sultan Kudarat, a key infrastructure project aimed at strengthening water access for farming communities affected by the 2021 floods. This project is expected to support more stable agricultural production and improve the livelihoods of local farmers. It has restored irrigation services for 355 farmers from the communities of Antong, Sampong, and Manili. Officials say the project will help boost farm output, enhance food security, and support long-term rural development in the area. Meanwhile, the Department of Education, or DepEd, will fast-track the hiring of guidance counselor associates and strengthen school security nationwide. This following the deadly school shooting in Tacloban City. DepEd Undersecretary Malcolm Garma said the agency is prioritizing the recruitment of counseling personnel to provide students with greater access to mental health support and early intervention services. The department is also conducting a nationwide review of campus security measures, including the deployment of security guards, installation of CCTV cameras and metal detectors, and closer coordination with the Philippine National Police. DepEd continues to provide psychosocial support to those affected by the tragedy, while learning temporarily continues through alternative delivery modes.
The Department of Public Works and Highways has opened the Udalo Bridge in Occidental Mindoro to light vehicles, including motorcycles and tricycles. Heavy vehicles are temporarily prohibited while the bridge undergoes a 21-day cement curing period. Officials expect the bridge to be fully accessible to all motorists by mid-July. The project is expected to improve connectivity between Occidental and Oriental Mindoro and provide better access to essential services for nearby communities.
It was a heartwarming spectacle which would have sent Joyce Kilmer doing handsprings and cartwheels upon sight. A mass tree planting activity in the capital city, simultaneously participated in by an army of 180,000 volunteers from government, the private sector, students, civic groups as well, scattered across the nation. Our Floyd Brents headed to the capital city, where Manila Mayor Francisco Dumagoso, his deputy, and DNR officials led by Secretary Juan Miguel Cuna kicked off today's celebration of Arbor Day.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources joined the celebration of the Philippine Arbor Day with a nationwide tree planting activity which targets to plant 3 million trees across the country. The ENR Secretary Juan Miguel Cuna led the ceremonial tree planting in Manila together with City Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso and Vice Mayor Chi Atienza. The officials planted balitbitan trees, an endemic ornamental tree. According to the DNR, more than 180,000 people participated in the activity coming from various government agencies, local government units, the private sector, schools, and civil society organizations in more than 1,600 cities and municipalities across the country.
Itong Arbor Day po ay sineselebrate po natin yearly since 2003. Ito po ay isang observation ng tree planting and forest protection throughout the country.
Manila Mayor Isko Moreno said that he will continue to promote the development of open and green spaces in the city. He also announced the planting of around 100,000 bamboo trees in Manila.
Unti-unti nyo na po yan makikita ngayon sa Luzon. And this is our approach to fight pollution, or what you call carbon existence in our highly urbanized city like city of Manila. This is our way of fighting it, to have a fresher air for our people.
Meanwhile, on the trees cut down along Quirino Avenue in Manila for the construction of an expressway, DNR Assistant Secretary Norlito Enaran said that the tree cutting and earthballing permits for the project expired on June 24. He added that the investigation into the matter is now nearing completion. He further said that this is a condition in the project's environmental compliance certificate that the damage caused by the tree cutting must be addressed.
Lagi naman ang DNR nakamonitor sa kanilang ginagawa. So we're making sure that yung mga naiwan, yung mga stamps, yung mga nahukay, we're making sure that maayos yung kalagayan nila bago mag-start pa yung rainy season.
The DNR continues to call on every Filipino to plant trees and help protect our natural environment. Floyd Brents for The Nation.
In other news, the in-campus mass shooting at Tacloban City High School earlier this week, which yielded 3 student casualties and wounded 20 more, is one unspeakable tragedy too many. Thus, to avert a repeat or recurrence, the need to stress proper decorum and civility in classrooms and on campus, mental wellness, and hiring more guidance counselors is in order. Our Sheila Tividad hashes over what came out of today's powwow by the House Committee on Basic Education.
The government's private school voucher system is getting a massive expansion. Earlier today, the Bicameral Conference Committee officially approved the reconciled version of a bill extending the coverage of the educational service contracting and voucher system under the GASPE program. Currently, government subsidies through vouchers are only available to junior and senior high school students from grades 7 to 12. But under the unified bill backed by the House Committee on Basic Education and Culture, Key Stage 1, covering elementary pupils from grades 1 to 6 will now be included. House Panel Chairperson and Pasig City Representative Roman Romulo explained the true objective behind widening of the subsidy scheme, citing the country's severe classroom deficit in cognizance with acute decongestion strategies.
Ang layunin po nito ay mapalawak po natin yung voucher program natin. Kasalukuyan kasi ang coverage lang ng e-GASPE o voucher ay grade 6 to 10 tapos 11 to 12 may voucher program doon. Ang gusto natin, pati yung key stage level 1, yung grades 1 to 6 ay makover na rin po natin ng voucher. Alam natin kulang yung number of classrooms natin sa buong Pilipinas. Ang sinasabi, 145 to 165,000 ang kulang. Kaya kailangan na po natin ng tulong ng ating private educational institutions para kasama na yung grades 1 to 6 ay pag congested talaga yung paaralan, ay pwede na natin matulungan na makapag-enroll sila, makapag-aral sa quality private schools natin.
The committee also addressed pressing campus safety issues following the alarming student shooting incident in Tacloban City. Calling the tragedy uncharacteristic of Filipino culture, Romulo underscored that the critical legislative frameworks to protect students are already fully enacted into law. This include the Republic Act 11476 or the GMRC and Values Education Act of 2020, which institutionalizes good manners and right conduct as a separate, mandatory subject from grades 1 to 6 and integrates values education up to grade 12 to root out campus violence through character building. The House is also pushing for progressive implementation of lifelong learning across communities to engage local government units in guiding students outside classroom hours. Another existing law is the Republic Act 11036 or the Philippine Mental Health Act of 2018, in which the Chapter 5 mandates the integration of comprehensive mental health services and psychosocial support ecosystems within the educational system. Schools are critically short of professional personnel. The expansion of this law opens 10,000 new workforce items for guidance counselor associates and a reconstructed scheme for 5,000 more licensed counselors to respond directly to the needs of students. To proactively fulfill the school-based mental health mandates, Representative Romulo said they are just waiting for the approval of the Department of Budget and Management or DBM to open roughly 10,000 new hire items for guidance counselor associates parallel to a combined separate scrap and build scheme generating an additional 5,000 regular recruits. Romulo outlined why an immediate enforcement paradigm from the Department of Education is seemed absolutely essential.
Ngayon na talaga yung merong barel na napasok sa isang paaralan at ginamit para makasakit sa kapwa estudyante. Yun yung very alarming kasi ayaw naman natin na maisip na normal yun dito sa atin kasi hindi naman po yan ang kultura natin. That is why importante ngayon kagad-agad maparamdam kaagad ng DepEd through yung pagbibigay ng security safety sa bawat campus na safe talaga ang ating schools at implement na po natin yung mental wellness law natin.
Romulo also mentioned that there should be revisions for the implementing rules and regulations of the Anti-Bullying Act of 2013 as the shooting incident in Tacloban School highlights an extreme evolution of campus aggression. The House Panel Chairperson also called for an immediate overhaul of transition school protocols from merely disciplining bullies to aggressively preventing intrusion of weapons and enforcing real-time security measures. Meanwhile, the House Committee is scheduled to convene a high-level inquiry with DepEd officials on June 29. The meeting aims to assess critical investigation gains from the Tacloban incident and address specific strategic demands requiring fresh congressional action to preserve nationwide campus integrity. Sheila Natividad for The Nation.
The mayor of Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, has ordered all public and private schools to strengthen coordination with the police to improve campus security. School officials have been directed to intensify inspections at school entrances and verify the identities of individuals entering school grounds. The move aims to prevent bullying, criminal activities, and other threats to student safety. Residents are also encouraged to report any suspicious activities to authorities. Regular jeepney fares in Baguio City and Benguet have been restored following a decline in fuel prices. The Department of Transportation, or DOTR, ordered the return of the minimum fare rates after more than 2 months of voluntary fare increases. Some transport operators said fuel costs remain high in the Cordillera region, but the agency encouraged them to seek a fare exemption through a formal petition. Complaints from commuters regarding higher fare collections also contributed to the decision.
A new shared service facility for Tobacco City's cutlery industry has been inaugurated by the Department of Trade and Industry and the local government. The facility features modern forging machines worth 5 million pesos to help improve production and product quality. Local blacksmiths are expected to benefit from the project, which also aims to encourage younger generations to continue the city's long-standing blade-making tradition. The DTI said operators will undergo training and safety assessments before the facility begins full operations. We'll now give you the latest buzz here at Pop Culture Corner. First up, Jungkook of BTS has achieved a historic milestone on Spotify as the solo hit 7 surpasses 3 billion streams, making it the first song by a Korean and Asian artist to reach this mark. Released in 2023 in collaboration with rapper Lato, the track is currently the only song by an Asian artist included in Spotify's top 100 most streamed songs of all time. 7 has also spent 153 weeks on Spotify's weekly top songs global chart, setting a new record for the longest chart run by a solo Asian artist. Meanwhile, the song's music video featuring Jungkook and actress Han So-hee continues to gain popularity on YouTube with more than 619 million views to date. Singer-songwriter Brian Thermalo continues his venture into country music with the release of his latest single, Be Thankful. The U.S.-based artist said the song was inspired by his belief that there is always something to be grateful for despite life's challenges. Thermalo revealed that he wrote the track during a flight from Chicago to his home in Tennessee, completing it while reflecting on the view outside the airplane window. He described Be Thankful as a follow-up to his previous single, Almost There, encouraging listeners to appreciate the people who support them, especially their families and God, while pursuing their dreams. Hong Kong action film The Furious is set to hit Philippine cinemas starting July 1. This according to distributor Pioneer Films. The movie follows a father who fights against kidnappers in a desperate mission to rescue his daughter. Directed by action choreographer Kenji Tanigaki, the film premiered at the 2025 Toronto International Film Festival before its wider theatrical release this year. The cast includes Xiao Mao, Joe Taslim, Yang On-yo, Brian Lee, Joey Iwanaga, Yayan Ruhyan, Jija Yanin, and Sahajak Boon Tanakit. DC Studios head James Gunn also praised the film on social media, calling Tanigaki one of the best action filmmakers working today.
The Philippine national junior Muay Thai team made history after a dominant performance at the inaugural IFMA Muay Thai School World Championships held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The national squad collected a total of 19 medals during the 7-day tournament, finishing with 11 gold, 3 silver, and 5 bronze medals. One of the tournament's biggest standouts was Atalia Sarmiento, who delivered a breakout performance by winning 3 gold medals. Sarmiento topped the under-16 female division in the combat, Y Crew, and My Muay events. Meanwhile, Antonia Elizabeth Lantaya also brought honor to the country after capturing the gold medal in the under-18 female 42-kilogram division. The strong showing further highlighted the Philippines' growing presence in the international Muay Thai scene. The Philippine national boxing team once again brought honor to the country after securing 2 medals at the Grand Prix Ústí nad Labem, also known as the World Boxing Challenge held in the Czech Republic. J. Brian Baricuatro of Talisay City added another gold medal to his growing collection after emerging victorious in the men's 50-kilogram division. Following an impressive run in the preliminary rounds, the 2025 Southeast Asian Games silver medalist dominated his Bulgarian opponent in the final to deliver the Philippines' lone gold medal in the tournament. Meanwhile, June Milardo Ogaire captured the bronze medal in the men's 60-kilogram division to add to the country's medal haul. Also representing the Philippines in the competition were up-and-coming boxers Aaron Jude Bado and Claudine Biloso under the guidance of national coach Ronald Chavez.
And our food for thought tonight comes from Margaret Thatcher, the first woman to serve as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Known for her strong leadership, determination, and influence on British politics, and she once said, "If you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman." Now, before we end our newscast, we would like to greet Presidential Communications Office Secretary Dave Gomez a happy birthday. And for more news and updates, please do take the time to follow or subscribe our social media pages now flashing on your screen. This is at PTV PH on Facebook, X, Instagram, and on YouTube. And so goes PTV News Tonight's roundup of tomorrow's headline stories. I'm Sharms Espina.
I'm Jay Esteban. Join us again tomorrow on PTV News Tonight.